All right, all right, all right. Hey, everybody. Let's get this party started. Actually, it's not much of a party, but that's okay. Hold on a second. Let me make sure the audio's coming through here. All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This the arch knows Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. Once again, this is the Saturday night live stream where we talk mostly about cats who don't seem to want to leave me alone this evening. But that's okay. We talk mostly about scams and scam calls. And you guys, if you haven't noticed, I've got Regal in front of me, Benji sitting over here. He's the big fat cat. And of course, Betsy, everybody knows, is right behind my head. And for some reason, I do not know why, when I came into the office to start streaming, they all followed me in, all jumped up on my desk, and all want to be part of the show. So hopefully we'll convince them to get out of here eventually. Hey, Eddie's here. Eddie says, I got a cat here too. You want a couple more, Eddie? I will gladly. It's all right. None of these guys are mine. I don't claim any of them. They just happen to be invading my territory right now, but that's okay. Eddie says, my cat looks like Betsy. She does? Oh, okay. She's adorable. She's very adorable. She had her, for a female cat, is it spayed or neutering? I think it's spaying. Spaying for female cats. She had her spaying yesterday. So she's not, jumping around crazy like normal. She's being very calm and very mellow, kind of just hanging out. But she's doing fantastic. She's doing great. Hey, Manuel, how's it going? This is good evening, Andrew. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you too, sir. Today was a good day. It was a little slow at the store, but it was extremely hot outside, so I don't mind that. Eddie says, sure. Okay, cool. Come by, pick them up anytime you like. I don't claim any of them, but they're more than free to anybody who wants one, except for Betsy. She's kind of starting to grow on me. What's up, Mr. Kodiak? He says, look. Yes, look at all the pussycats. That's right. That's right. How's it going, my friend? Hope everything is well with you. You teased me a couple weeks ago, asking me about the times the store was open and so forth. I thought you were going to come and visit me, and I missed out. But, oh well. Manuel says, I have a dog named Babe. Oh, very nice. We have a dog in the house, too. His name is Tyler. But he's not mine either. He belongs to the mother-in-law. So, and Emmanuel says, we got lots of rain in Louisiana. It downpoured this afternoon like you wouldn't believe, but it lasted for like a minute and a half, and then it was done. So, which, of course, means it becomes humid afterwards because it's so freaking hot around here. Kodiak says, I teased myself. I was coming by, but stuff fell through. Dude, I understand completely. You're welcome at the store anytime, except Monday through Friday when the store's closed. I was joking with the wife the other day, and I was like, if I could support us just doing the live stream and just doing the comic book store, I would do that 7 days a week. But that's not necessarily possible at this moment. But that's okay. We can always dream. But yeah. So I told you guys last time. Oh, maybe I didn't tell you guys this. But the scam calls. I've been getting a lot of variations on the scam calls. A lot of the scam calls are always the same. The Medicare ones, the final expense ones. They use the same exact script every single time, and they rarely ever deviate. Every now and then they'll ask an extra question, like with the Medicare one. I actually had a guy asking, "How tall are you and what's your weight?" Which is unusual. They've never asked that before, and I've only ever gotten that question one time, which is really weird. But what I have noticed is that I've gotten some variations on some of the regular scams. Like I shared a video the other day of one of the credit card ones where they They weren't calling to lower your interest rate. They were calling because there were charges, fraudulent or unusual charges on your account. But they still wanted the same exact thing. They want you to verify your credit card number and expiration date and so forth. I've gotten a new one, and I've been looking for the recording that I made of it. It was an insurance. It was like car insurance, where they were calling. I can't remember if they were claiming they were from Geico or from State Farm or what. A major car insurance company that everybody's heard of is what they were claiming they were from. And they started asking some basic questions like, how much coverage do you have and so forth. I mean, simple questions. But then the script followed the final expense script almost to a T. And they said the same exact verbiage, same exact wording. And I'm like, it's a scam. It's a setup for a scam call. It's a phishing expedition where they're trying to get your personal information. But don't worry, I didn't give them anything valid. I just made up a whole bunch of crap. And it's like they're trying new things. And you guys need to be aware. If you get a call and it sounds fishy, probably is. Like 99.9% of the time, if you've got a foreign sounding person on the line, if it's a local number, that they spoof local numbers all the time, those are usually really big giveaways that it's a scam call. If they start asking you personal questions that nobody needs to know, like when they call from the Medicare scammers and they start asking about your medical history, they don't need any of that crap. Same thing with the final expense one. I mean, they tell you that, yeah, we need this in order to, insure you. But you're not just going to give that information out to somebody who just calls you up out of the blue, right? I mean, really. Margaret's here. Or, no, wait a minute. Let me see if I can read the name. Sorry. Margarita Man. I said Margaret. I'm so sorry, dude. Hey, Misfit. Laugh Out Loud, a.k.a. Andrew. That's me. Welcome to the show. I'm having issues with my eyes again today. It's just been a very long day. So if I struggle to read, it's because I'm having a hard time seeing, but that's okay. He says, Margarita Man says, I get like 10 scam calls a day. That's actually pretty good. I usually get probably 12 to 15 on a regular day. The ones I actually answer, probably 8 to 9 of those, pretty much regularly. How many of those actually connect to a person and don't just hang up? Probably 4 or 5. Some days it's more, some days it's less. What are you doing? What are you doing? Falling down. I mean, I don't know if that got caught on camera, but she lost her footing, but she ran off, so she's fine. She's fine. But dang, Betsy, Margarita Man says, hey, yeah, sorry about that. Oh, Max is in the house. Hey, Max says, hi, it's Max, the user, not the scammer. Wasn't that guy hilarious? I thought it was so funny when I was talking to him. I knew he was new to the game. And that's why I asked him, how long you been doing this? And he was like, 5-7 years. I'm like, you're full of crap. They tend to use very common names when they tell you their name. John, Mike, very common names that that's not their name. But Max, that was a new one. Called him, yeah. So hey, I've made up a couple of new names, new fake names when they call. I started using Carl Walters again, and I've got a couple other that I want to start using. But hey, Avery's here. Let me bring him in.
What's up?
What's up, man? Hey, guess who's in the chat right now with us? Here, I'll give you a hint.
Hey, what's up, Kodiak?
Yeah, Kodiak's in the house. It's pretty awesome.
How you doing?
Yeah, I know. I see you. I don't know if you saw some pictures of him lately, but he's looking mighty.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah. I follow. He posts on Instagram. That's where I see it.
Yeah.
Actually, he's lost a ton of weight. Looks great.
I think he's the only person really on Instagram that when it pops up notifications, I actually go and check it out. Everybody else, I could care less. But
You know what, man? On Instagram, I'm following less and less. Like I constantly find myself like unfollowing artists constantly.
oh, I don't do that. I just don't go there. I just don't
Yeah.
check it out.
No,
So,
I that's Instagram and Twitter's where I'm at. Not not really Facebook.
yeah.
But I find myself unfollowing artists and just following more gun content.
Yeah. Well, you follow what you like, you know? I mean, that's the
Yeah.
way it goes. Oh, well. Bill's here. Bill says cats are crazy. Damn right they are. They're insane.
Oh, cats
And-
are jerks.
Yeah. And
They're so sweet when they're kittens.
that's right. When I was telling Avery about the fact that we were getting a kitten, he reminded me, he said, you do realize kittens become cats, right?
Yeah.
And
Cats are jerks.
Cats are assholes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how just they're the sweetest little love bugs when they're kittens, but man, once they're a cat,
Yep. They get very set in their ways and they're pains in the butts.
oh yeah,
But well, we kind of like ours, so we'll keep them for a while.
all right.
Margarita Man says, "Love your channel." Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I want to provide for you guys at least once a day content that you enjoy, find entertaining, and find informative. So if I can do that, fantastic. Let's see. Manuel says, I love your video. Talk about Medicare scam. And you're asking what is the name of the company they work for? Yeah. And you notice he never answered that question, no matter how many times I asked it. So, oh well. Max says, Manuel is a legend. Yes, he is. I'm so glad he's here. He comments probably on a majority of my videos, and I appreciate it immensely.
I did the pterodactyl scream to another scam caller the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I swear you got to record that. That's got to be funny as hell.
Yeah, this one kept asking me to do that again. Do that again.
Bill says, I'm in the house, but I'm not famous. Hey, everybody's famous on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I got to tell you a story. I got to do a little bit of research. But there's a controversy going on right now surrounding C2E2, which for you guys out there that aren't familiar with what that means, it's a major comic book convention that takes place in Chicago. And revolving around, I got to get some of the details. One of my regulars was telling me the story, but they're calling it Acetate Gate. A lot of very a lot of underhanded things going on at the convention when it comes to exclusives, and that's
I bet. You heard about that inker that died, right? The other day.
No, who died?
He inked a lot of Gene Colan stuff. He also did a lot of paintings.
Really?
Oh crap! Who was it? Palmer's Tom Palmer or something like that?
Oh no way! I recognize the name. I
think that's
pull his
it.
Stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah. He inked a lot of like Daredevil and
well, if he was inking Gene Colan, he's probably up there.
Yeah,
so.
and he's also done like a lot of painted stuff that he's done. You
know. Oh wow.
He was really good. Tom Palmer, maybe, I think that was the name.
All right,
I can look again real quick on Twitter.
All right, I'll take a look later as well. Let's see here. Team 4-star fanboy says, hello everyone, first time commenter, but I've been watching the stream before. Well, fantastic. Well, welcome to the show. We like to just come in Saturday night for an hour or so and just sit around, chit chat, read the comments and talk and have a good time. You know, every now and then we might expose a little piece of wisdom to everybody, and other times we just screw around. But sometimes it's fun. You never know. Max says, how come Max the Scammer didn't want to discuss the weather in India? Yeah, I thought that was odd too. I mean, how many times in that video did I ask him how's the weather? I mean, if you're going to have me sitting there waiting for you to connect me to an insurance salesman, and all I want to do is just talk to you, just chit chat with you, very simple questions. How's the weather? And he would not say anything. He did not answer that question at all. And I'm like,
rude
dork. Yeah, it was funny. I was having a really good, I went into a whole diatribe about, what kind of toppings he likes on his pizza. And
Yeah.
Avery, it was stupid, but he was wasting my time and I was wasting his, so it was great. It was great. I don't know if they don't want to tell you what the weather's like because they don't want to, indirectly tell you they're not in the United States or
Yeah.
give you an idea of where they are. But I'm like,
Yeah.
all you have to do is say, "Oh, it's nice and sunny." That's
Listen, there's people that can find you no matter where you're at.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, look at what some 4chan people did from like a picture of a flagpole, messing with Watts' face.
Yeah,
Shia LaBeouf.
but then again, I've got to be interesting enough to where they'd want to try to find me.
Yeah.
Same thing with them. They're not that interesting to me. Anyway.
Yeah, it was Tom Palmer. Yeah.
Tom Palmer. Okay.
Yeah. I could remember Palmer, but I couldn't remember his first. I know I have books by him because I have so many. Because I have so many like Gene Colan books.
Yep. That name is very, very familiar to me. He's probably one of those inkers that have been around for so long you don't even think about it when you're buying and reading a book. Inkers are not the very first thing that comes to mind. I mean, I think
he's also drawn a lot of. He also did draw a lot of comics.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I think the only inkers that pop to my head right away, like Dexter Vines, or who's the guy that did
Sinnott.
Joe Sinnott? Yeah, who's the guy that did Tim Townsend?
Yeah,
those are names that pop into my. But
Dan
otherwise,
Green for me, Dan Green. Klaus Janson.
Yeah, I was never a big Klaus Janson.
I'm
I'm familiar with him, but I was never a big fan. So
I am. I mean, it's obvious in my inking style.
All right. Back to the chat. I got to catch up here. Let's see. Margarita Man says, I don't do any social media. 68 years old on Medicare, live in Georgia. Okay. Well, I was telling one of my customers today, we were talking about social media. Actually, it was a young lady that came in who is also an artist, and we were talking about art. And she was telling me, like, she has Instagram, she has TikTok, she has all that stuff. I said, yeah, I have all that stuff too, but I never go there. I said, YouTube's it for me. I can maintain one social media platform, and for me, it's YouTube. I don't post on Instagram. I don't post on Facebook. I don't post on TikTok, Twitter. I went to Twitter the other day. Avery, I wanted to hang myself. I went there to like read one little thing, and then I got stuck in something, and the next thing I know, it was 20 minutes later, and I'm still.
Twitter started getting better when Musk was going to buy it. Then once he backed out, they all came back.
It was that crazy ass video of the flash mob that overtook the 7-Eleven in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
And I'm watching these videos going, holy crap.
Yeah.
And
have you seen the one of the dudes fighting in the street and the guy somebody in a car barrels right through him full speed?
Oh, good God. No,
they go flying, dude. It looks like something out of Grand Theft Auto.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to look that up.
It's crazy. It looks like a car. It looks like a video game. The way they just like literally.
Now, what's the chance it was?
No, it was real.
It was real?
Ooh, it was real, but
scary.
It looked like something out of a video game. Because the way they just flew, dude. Because they had to be going 60 miles an hour.
Oh, geez. Manuel says, always love your channel, Andrew. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, Justing76 says, how's everything in Jacksonville? Laugh out loud. Yes. Jacksonville.
Nice.
I've been so tempted.
I like
Avery. I had a scammer call me who, when I gave him my address, he said, what city do you live in? And I said, Jacksonville. And he says, can you spell that for me? And I spelled Jacksonville, Florida for him. And then he said, in what state? And I said, Florida. He said, can you spell that? Oh my God, I'm spelling Florida for this guy. That is, part of me thinks that's the epitome of, I do not live in your country. I am not from your country. I am a scammer. When they ask you to spell something like Florida.
Yeah.
And I kept asking him, are you familiar with Florida? Do you
I could
know
understand
where
him
it
not.
is?
I could understand him not knowing what Jacksonville, because
Well,
there's
yeah,
more than one.
Jacksonville, yeah, but Florida?
Yeah, Florida. There's only one
And
Florida.
and supposedly this is a guy who has been making Medicare calls for 5 to 7 years. I had to spell Florida for him.
Well, it's not his first language.
Avery, come on. How many people in Florida do you think he's called?
Probably a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Margarita Man says, love when I get a student loan reduction call. I just laugh. I still get those from time to time. I haven't gotten one of the student loans ones in a while. And the funny thing is, I don't have any student loans. Neither does my wife. So the fact that we get those calls is kind of silly, but I love screwing with them. Jesting76 says, how do you spell Florida? I don't know. Oh, somebody commented I should have spelled India. Is that how you spell India? Guys, I'll let you know, I'm horrible at spelling things. I literally, when the guy said spell Florida, I had to quickly write it down so I could figure out how to spell it. Because I'm horrible at spelling. Team 4-star fanboy says, at the beginning of the pandemic, I got a scam call about getting a home testing kit for COVID. I have yet to get a call COVID related in a while. It's almost like they've given up on that one, which kind of you can understand it. But the funeral expense one is the one that always trips me out. But they call so often, it's so much fun screwing with them. Bill says, who's the skull demon talking? Is he famous? Oh, this guy here. This is a good friend of mine. We've known each other, God, since high school. His name's Avery Butterworth. He's a fantastic comic book artist, known for work with Heavy Metal Magazine. He's done work for Image Comics, done a lot of different things. And the Skullhead character is one of his own creations, which, fingers crossed, we see a lot more of this character very, very soon. I'm very excited. And when he starts sharing more of that, we'll definitely shill for him. Avery, are you still there? Nobody hears you. You must be on
I'm
mute.
here.
Oh, okay. I was just shilling for you and talking you up,
Thank you,
man.
Yeah, I got a piece I got to get through. Then I got to get with the writer and start hammering some stuff out.
See, I'm the artist known as Andrew. He's the artist known as Avery.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't go by that. He could. You could, if you wanted to, but oh well. K Shay 0501 says, "Hey chat, first live, just found the channel and I love it." Oh, okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining. We like to have fun here. Sometimes we accomplish that. Sometimes we waste a lot of time, but hey, I deal with scammers all day long, so I'm good at wasting people's time.
They're insane, dude. The stuff they do.
I know. Whenever I get a scam call and I'm in the store, I will tend to speak louder because I want to make sure the people in the store who know what I'm doing are in on it.
Yeah.
And I got one today. I forgot which scam it was. It was one of the normal ones. Oh, I remember what it was. I know what it was. It was a final expense scam. One of the things they tell you is that they're going to have somebody call you back in a day or two, right? And this time they use the "what's your favorite color?" They ask you that as a reference word. And I said to the guy, I said, "Oh, no, not my favorite color. Ask me what my favorite hobby is. I like that one the best." And the guy says, "Okay, what's your favorite hobby?" And then I told him, I record all my calls, I screw with scammers, and I post it on YouTube. And he's like, oh. like he knew what I was doing. And I had a customer and his son standing right in front of me, laughing their asses off because they knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
They were just having such a ball listening to me have the conversation with the guy. So, but I'm not sure if I'll make that into a video because once again, that's an audio only one that kind of is a little boring, and you guys are used to that one. But I'll save the file somewhere and use it sometime later. You never know.
Hey, Rick, what's up?
Oh, is Rick here?
Yeah, Rick's here.
Oh, okay. I haven't gotten that far yet. Hold on a second. Let me catch up. Manuel says, I still get Cash App email reward card. I haven't been checking my email for scams. Most of the time that stuff goes to like a spam folder, and I rarely ever look at it, but I know I get those all the time. So I don't follow the email ones because I know those are easy to get suckered by. So
yeah, I get the ones for the email ones for Cash App. I'm like, I don't have Cash App.
Well, my calls that I got regarding my Cash App was before I even ever had a Cash App account. So
yeah.
Kay Shea says Jacksonville. That's right. MC McHugh says Tom Palmer, age 81, passed away on the 18th. Okay, damn, that's really sad. 81 years old, man. There's parts of me that says I hope I make it that long, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a long, fulfilling life
mm-hmm.
of an artist. So that's awesome.
I probably have some of his Avenger issues.
Oh yeah, well, in the store I probably got crap loads of his stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to look it up and see what all I have. I know I've got a lot. So, but he's one of those names, of those unsung hero names that you see everywhere in a lot of early issues. You know.
Well, you'll recognize some stuff once you like look it up.
Oh yeah,
it's like the Black Knight cover. You know, that's just like a headshot of Black Knight. That's really well known.
Yep.
Star Wars #1.
Oh wow, he did that one. Wasn't that the
not the Walter
Simon one? No.
There's another one that's his.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to look it up then. Max says, was your wife upset about the scam call you made about her? So, just to tell, I know I mentioned it in the video, but when I got that call, I was not with her. I was in the car driving by myself, and I felt so bad about it. When I got home, I immediately went to her and said, hey, let me tell you about what this call was about and what I said. And I told her everything. And I apologized to her profusely. And in my mind, I remember her smiling, saying, oh, honey, that's hilarious, and then moving on. When I mentioned that to her later, she said, I don't think I said it was hilarious. I said, well, honey, for the purpose of my video, you thought it was hilarious. And she goes, you really do put words in my mouth and change things. And I said, honey, are you going to divorce me? She goes, no. And I said, okay, well then we're fine. Yeah, she's not a big fan of me involving her in my scam calls, but sometimes it happens. Well, hell, half the time they're calling her number to begin with. So most of the time they already know her name. So I had a call just the other day where the person was asking for her, and I said, yep, that's me. And they're like, okay, Jennifer. And I'm like, yes. And they go, okay, sir. And I could have corrected them, but I didn't. I have a very deep sounding voice for a Jennifer.
These days, you can't tell.
That's right, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Don't assume Andrew's gender.
That's right. Don't assume my gender. And MK McHugh says Marvel Inkle Extraordinaire is how he was Toodles.
Titled.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Probably means titled.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, he corrected himself later. Titled. We understand. Margarita Man says your channel is the talk of the breakfast at our 55 plus mobile home park. Really? Wow,
that's awesome.
That's cool. Well, I'm glad I can entertain. He says, yeah, YouTube, laugh out loud. Okay. Margarita Man, that's fantastic. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming in, checking out the videos. And if I'm able to entertain and inform, then I've done my job. I've reached the goal that I set for myself. Entertain, and I forgot the second one already. Sorry. Entertain and inform.
There you go.
Criminy. Guys, I'm so bad with the English language, but
words are hard.
Words are hard, yes. Kay Shay says, Andrew, I agree. YouTube is about it. And I do have an Insta that I basically use to watch my kids. Well, see, that's what I used to use. I used to have two Facebook pages. One that was a public page where anybody who requested access, I gave them access, because most of the time I was just shooting the crap or, promoting stuff or whatever. And then I had a second Facebook page that was just family and close friends. And that was the one I called my sane Facebook page. I would go and I would check out the pictures of the grandkids, my mother's, other kids, and my in-laws, and my just the rest of the family. And it was great. Usually around the time of political times, it started to get a little bit to where I'm like, I'm out of here. I don't want it. I don't care what your thing is.
Orange Man broke a lot of people.
Well, COVID broke a lot of people too.
Yeah. But it started with Orange Man bad, and they just went insane.
Yeah.
And I got rid of a lot of people off of my friends list too, dude.
Well, I just stopped going. I just stopped going to my Facebook page.
Yeah.
So I never took any. I never took anybody off as my friends. I think I did maybe one time. One time somebody was being a little abusive to other people, and I said, "Nah, we're done with that."
Yeah.
But yeah. Normally it's like, whatever. You guys have your opinions. I have mine. We can all live together. I just don't have to go to Facebook. I don't have to read it. So, Scam Hunters is here. He says, "Hey, Andrew, how's it going, sir? How are you?" Kay Shay says, "Oh my FG, I laugh so hard. Spell Florida." I know. I had a guy one time. He asked me if I had my Medicare card, and of course I have one. It's not mine, of course, but I have one. And I pulled it out, and he says, "What does it say at the top?" I said, "It says Medicare health insurance, or health, whatever it is." And I said, "Do you need me to spell that for you?" And he says, No. And I said, MED. I start getting, you can hear his impatience brewing. And it's like, I'm just going to have so much fun screwing with this guy. I don't think he hung on long after that, but it was fun. It was fun. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, they're targeting elderly people, older people. So if I act like, I need to spell everything out, or I need you to repeat something, that's common with people in older years. I mean, I don't hear that well to begin with. So if I ask you to repeat something because I didn't understand it, it's common. You should be patient with us people, is what I'm saying. But I will often tell them to repeat stuff, even though I heard them perfectly fine, just to piss them off and make them repeat stuff.
Like, what? Repeat that.
I had this one guy went into it was a guy or a girl, I can't remember. All these calls tend to roll together, but the person went through a very, very long list of stuff, and when she got to the end, or he got to the end, I said, "Okay, now, just so I understand correctly, could you repeat all that again?" And they got the script in front of them. They can do it.
Sure.
Oh, well. Manuel says, "I like the file. Yeah, scammer. How do you spell Florida?" Yep. I've never had them ask how to spell Florida. So it was great. Oh, hey, Rosemary's here. Hey, Rosemary, how's it going?
Hello.
Good evening and welcome to the show. Kay Shay says, "Margarita man, haha, yeah, I'm over 50 and I still get student loan reduction calls. Never had a student loan."
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they're just calling random numbers. And I know for a fact that sometimes they do, because my wife's phone number and my phone number is one digit off. Hers ends in 7-4 and mine ends in 7-5. So otherwise our phone numbers are exactly the same. And I'll get a call on my phone being forwarded from her number, and then it'll disconnect. and then not a half a second later, that same number will be calling my number. So they're literally just calling numbers.
Yeah.
They've got a dialer going, and it's calling one number right after the next, one right after the next. And I usually when I see that happen, I'm like, come on, be a good one. Be a good one. I mean, I'm right there. I know you're full of crap. So let's make it a good call. They don't always achieve good call status, but when they do, I usually try to make that into a video right away. Rosemary says, love all your videos. Thank you. I'm sure there's a couple in there that are stinkers, but I try. I had in the process of cleaning out some of the older videos, I've been moving some of like the drawing videos, the store videos to my other two channels where they should be. And I had some old scam calls that I listened to, and they were literally a waste of time in the fact that it was like the caller called, they said something, and they hung up. And I'm like, oh, I got to make that into a video just to show you all how much, and it's like, why did I make this into a video? This is dumb. I mean, there's got to be meat to it. There's got to be something in it. And some of those early ones were, I'm just screwing around. But well.
You hadn't found your rhythm yet.
That's right. Well, now the goal is entertain and inform. And if it's an entertaining call or it's an informative call, it gets made into a video. Otherwise, I mean, I've got recordings, dozens and dozens and dozens of recordings that will probably never be heard because they're just dumb calls or nothing happened. Now from time to time, when I get a call and then they end up talking to me for a second and they hang up, I will save that call and I will mark it as a hang up. And sometimes those are interesting, and you can string a bunch of them together and make it interesting. But most of the time, nobody cares. But oh well, you never know. K-Shay says hi to Rosemary. And now we caught up to Rick. Rick's here. He's been here. How long has he been here? He's been here for a while, and I'm just getting to his message. I'm sorry, Rick. Rick is our good friend from Canada, and I hope by now catching up to it, he hasn't said something in the chat that's going to piss me off, but that's okay. Let's see. Bill says, does he know Marcus Rothcrax? Oh, Marcus Rothcrax. That's a good one.
I don't know.
I'm not good with the funny names. I just pull out of my head, names I've heard recently. Like Herschel Jones was one that somebody actually asked for a Herschel Jones, and I just continued using it. Timothy Williams. I work with a guy named Timothy, and for some reason his name was stuck in my head when I got a call, so I told him my name was Timothy. I just found out I have a relative whose middle name is Eugene, and I'm like, that's a fantastic name to use.
Yes.
Because they probably will crap the bed trying to figure out how to pronounce it and how to spell it.
Yes.
Eugene. 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 That's a great name to use. I'm looking forward to working it into a future call.
Oh, yeah. You got to come up with an equally kind of last name.
Yeah, I got to come up with something good. But the relative who I found out, I didn't know their middle name was Eugene. And when I found out, I texted him and I said, dude, your middle name is Eugene. And he thought I was picking on him. And I'm like, no, that's fantastic. I can't wait to use this. And he's like, oh, good Lord. So my middle name is William, and that's kind of boring. But Eugene, that's freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
They'll have a hard time with that.
Yeah, I know. Well, they have a hard time with Timothy, and I couldn't figure that out for the life of me.
Because there's probably not those sounds in their alphabet.
Maybe. But they struggle with Timothy so bad, and I'm like loving it.
Oh, there's a new Spider-Verse character I have to show you.
Uh-oh. All right, hold on a
after
second.
the stream.
Kay Shea says, I interact with a lot of scam baiting community. It's fun. Awesome. And Kay Shea says hi to Cross. That's our good friend Rick. And Bill says, does Avery know Marcus Rothkrakens? Do you know a Marcus?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think I know that. That one's good. Cross says, hey, Andrew, is slow reading the chat. See, I knew he was going to say something to piss me off. I'm working on it, man. I'm getting there. You guys don't understand. When I used to do my comics live stream, they picked on me so bad because I was very slow when it came to reading the chat. Actually, the hashtag, the pound sign, was abandon the chat because I often, the show was over and then I start reading the chat and go, oh, look, somebody chimed in and never noticed it. I'm bad, but I've gotten better. You guys notice I've gotten better. I read all of them now. Absolutely. K-Shay says, ha ha ha, my Gmail gets the Cash App email all the time. Okay, I'm going to have to go look for it because I don't think I've gotten one. Or if I did, I don't know. Rick says hi.
No idea who that person is. I just looked them up. I'm like, I've never heard of them.
Okay. Cross says, Misfit Corner scams. So what scams do you run here? Oh.
You know what scam he's going to run? He's going to scam you out of the rights to the Canadian Shield.
Oh, I'm going to find a way to make that happen.
He's going to take them, Rick.
Now
You're going to lose.
He says, just kidding. All right, I'll leave him alone.
All right.
Honestly, we have so much fun just picking on the fact that he's from Canada. I mean, technically, Rick being here is more than enough contribution to the show because we're allowed to make Canadian jokes because Rick's here. We love Rick. Rick's awesome. You guys,
you're still my buddy, Rick. You notice I'm your friend that still backed your book, and Andrew didn't.
Oh, goodness gracious! I've promoted it on my channel. He says there's 3 days left, so I still have time. So stop being mean to me.
Never.
Margarita Man says, K-Shay, me to never had a student loan. Yep. They call no matter what. Thanks, Andrew. You're awesome. Aw. See, now it's going to go to my head. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping in and checking out this channel. And like I always say, there's many more videos coming. I've got enough library of videos right now that if the scammers stopped calling me, I'd still be able to post a video a day for probably a good 30, 60 days, easy. But some of them are really boring. I like the exciting ones. I like the ones where they make them interesting, and I get at least one of those a day. So, yay! Cross says, so 3 days left on my campaign for the Canadian Shield 2 and more on Indiegogo. Yeah, if anybody out there, I know this isn't the audience for this, but if there's anybody out there that's interested in independent comics, go check out the Canadian Shield. Issue number 2 is available on Indiegogo, which is a crowdfunding platform similar to Kickstarter. Most everybody's heard of Kickstarter. Indiegogo is very similar to that. Rosemary says, you make a difference to all the people. Oh, guys, just remember that when I run for public office, okay, that I made a difference. Did I tell you I told my mother that? I told my mom that I'm thinking about running for political office later on in life, and she's like, "Oh, don't do that." And I said, "Why?" She's, "You got too many skeletons in your closet." I go, "Well, what do I care?"
What skeletons do you have?
I don't know. I think she's talking about herself.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got to tell you, I don't know if I told you this or not, but last weekend, my sister and I went to my parents' house. My parents are getting up there. Matter of fact, their 50th anniversary is next year, and we're throwing them a party. And my mom and dad wanted to sit down with my sister and I to discuss, all the party planning and so forth. And because we got to pay for it. And I told my sister, you tell me how much and when, and we'll take care of it. Not a big deal, as long as I'm not involved. She's ordering the cake. She's taking care of the person that's going to take pictures, so forth and so forth, right? Well, my mom, then they decided they wanted to talk about their will, which we told them, whatever you want us to do, we'll do. Not a problem. Just, if you want this to go to this person, this to go to that, no problem. We don't care. Whatever you want. And my mom says to me, she goes, Andrew, I said, yeah. She goes, I want a service in the church. Now, my parents are very active Catholics. And she says, I want a service in the church. And I said, sure. Okay, whatever. And she says, which means the eulogy you're planning on giving will be in a church. And I said, okay. And she looked at me like that was supposed to scare me. And I said, Mom, do you think that the fact that I'm in a church is going to put some kind of, filter on me at all? And she's like, I would hope you would respect the fact that you're in the house of God. And I said, Mother, trust me, that's not going to stop me in the slightest. And she's like, oh God, because I told her, I said, my plan is when I go up there to give the eulogy, I'm going to start by saying, I have grievances. She's like, you're going to do what? I said, yes, that's how I'm going to start the eulogy. I may introduce myself first, and then I'm going to tell everybody, I have grievances. And of course, my dad's rolling his eyes. He's like, oh, good God. My dad's just hoping that when my mom does pass away, that he's not there to have to see that. I told him, I said, Dad, trust me, I'll take care of it. And I asked him, we were talking about the 50th anniversary thing. And I said, are we giving speeches? And my sister said, when she did the research on it, there's a toast that's given traditionally. There's a toast given for the husband to the wife. And that's it. The wife doesn't do a speech, or doesn't have to do a speech, but there's a toast given. And I kind of raised my hand. I mean, it's just me, my sister, my mom, and my dad. And I raised my hand, and my dad was like, yes, son. I said, are we allowed to roast you guys? And my mother's like, what? And I said, can we do a roast, please?
A roast by your adult children on your 50th anniversary party sounds pretty awesome.
You're damn right it would be.
That sounds amazing.
My only hope, fingers crossed, is that somebody records this stuff.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a great.
Does that not sound wonderful?
Yeah, that sounds killer.
And you know my mother. You kind of grew up with me in the high school years.
Yeah.
Dealing with that crazy old lady. And
yeah, well, like Todd's mom, she was always sweet to me.
Oh yeah. Or Ruthie. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but
our mothers are fantastic.
Yeah.
I love all of them. They're fantastic.
Yeah. But let's be honest, Martha's the craziest, since Todd's not here to defend her.
Do you not think my mother's not insane?
No, I didn't say that.
Dude, she's out there.
I've never seen your mother throw you out, though. I've seen Todd's mom throw him out. Like, it's like you just threw your teenage son out.
Oh, no. I don't know if I ever told you this story. There was a time early on in my marriage when Mike and Ayla were very young. And at one point, my mother told my wife, she said, listen, if something ever happens, you and the kids are welcome to come to move in with us.
Sure.
And I said, whoa, what about me? She said, no freaking way. Yeah, and she did not say frickin'. She said the F word, the proper F word.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, what? She said, no way are you coming home. Says your wife and your children are welcome at any time. And I'm like, what? I gave you 18 good years, and this is how you repay that.
Like you weren't a bad kid at all.
Well, I had my moments.
It was Andrew. Were you ever brought home in handcuffs? Were you ever on hardcore drugs?
No.
Were you ever busted for stealing, trespassing?
I did knock up my teenage girlfriend, though.
Yeah, dude, this was the 90s.
Yeah, everybody was doing that, right?
That was the 90s. That was tame, bro.
You guys are learning way too much about us this evening.
That was tame. Knocking up your teenage girlfriend was like
Yeah.
the tamest thing you could get into.
Yeah, I know. All right, let me catch up on the chat real quick. We're getting off topic here, but we're having a good time doing it. Manuel says, "My friend Drew, I don't see move YouTube live stream chatting." Oh, sorry. Yes, he's commenting that I'm not reading the chat. Davy Boy 007 says, in an old Simpsons episode, Homer spells it Florida. Well, that's how some of them pronounce it, believe it or not. So, Margarita Man says, hey to Rosemary, welcome. Scam Hunter says, Andrew, I will be returning to work after taking about 6-month hiatus for what I do for a living, and that is why my channel will be affected, which will be changing. Okay, well, trust me, when it comes to YouTube channels, you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible in what you post and what you put up there, because you never know what's going to hit and what's going to explode on your channel, what's going to make you known, so you got to be flexible with it, and changing is absolutely acceptable. Try something new. It was funny. It was very early on. Todd and I were talking about how to grow your channels on YouTube and so forth, and he showed me a guy's channel where the guy originally was a comic book artist, or wanted to be a comic book artist. And he had videos in which he's drawing Venom, drawing Spider-Man. And they got views, but not a lot of views. And then at one point in his history, his video history, he started drawing on sneakers.
Uh-huh.
And his channel exploded because of that. And he started doing more and more stuff like that. And he kind of ditched the whole I want to be a comic book artist and became a YouTube. I don't know if he was a sensation or not, but he was getting millions of views.
Yeah.
But it was he finally found that thing that clicked.
I think I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
Yeah. I don't remember his name either. But yeah, if you've seen the video, you know who it is. Yeah, exactly.
He makes a lot of money. He gets millions of views.
And he sells the products he draws on, and he makes good money off of that. And you never know. Never know. So Joshua's here. Hey man, how's it going? Says, have you gotten a call from the Department of Energy Savings? I've gotten calls from the guys claiming to be from the solar panel projects, but not the Department of Energy and Savings. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. And screw with them when they do call, because they will. Max says, the funniest part of the scam calls are when someone else takes over the call and you aggressively say, who is this? Well, that's because most of the time they don't identify themselves. They just start talking to you like they're all the same, and I'm like, hey,
this isn't the same guy.
Yeah, it isn't. What's so funny is you'll have somebody who's like really timid, and then you'll have somebody who's like really aggressive, direct and aggressive, and you're like, whoa, who's this? I don't like it when you don't identify yourself. So I ask, I say, tell me, who is this?
Who are you?
Bill says, seriously, look up Marcus Rothkranz. He is a genius. He made movies, is a famous painter, made many drawings for the pinball machines. Now that's awesome. An expert in photography, etc., etc. Okay, that's cool. Pinball machine artist. That would be awesome. That's definitely something to look up. Cross says, that would never happen. I wouldn't ever sell the Canadian Shield to DC or Marvel or anybody. Oh, I'm sure if we offered you some decent enough cash, you would sell the Canadian Shield to Misfit Corner Comics, or I'm pretty sure we could get that to happen. I would never do that to you, man. Never. Rosemary says, Andrew, you're doing a great job. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Rosemary says, just get the scammers. Maybe she meant just get the scammers. But that's the whole point. Get them good. Jonathan sent me a $2 super sticker. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Now, this one's for me. This one's not for Herschel. So I claim this one. Thank you, sir. Manuel says, you have any more videos put up on YouTube? Oh, I definitely. The goal is always at least one a day. I haven't decided which one's going up for tomorrow, but I'll get a good one. I'll get a good one up. Absolutely. Maggie says, I finally made it to your live show. Well, hello. Now, I'm not sure if it's Maggie or Magi. I mean, it could go different ways. But welcome to the show, of course. This is another person who comments on a lot of videos.
Hello.
Love it. Absolutely love it and appreciate it greatly. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Max says, Timothy Willems in Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida. That's right. That's right. I've been really tempted to start mispronouncing stuff to see if they notice.
Uh-huh.
Jacksonville or Jackson Valley.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah. Just totally.
I had one
totally
of the
make stuff up. Be like, yeah, I'm in Wichita, Florida.
Well, they know they're calling Florida because they're calling a 904 area code.
Mm-hmm.
So they know they're calling Florida, but it's not until I give them my zip code do they know the city.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big city. I could use a whole crap load of different zip codes and still all be Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So the one I use is for the Scholzbacher Center downtown, the homeless shelter downtown.
Yeah, you did use my zip code once.
Oh yeah, I've used a couple.
I don't care that you used my zip code. I don't.
Yeah. What was your old zip code?
Do
you even remember? 20? Okay.
Yeah, 20.
See, I live in 25, and I used to live in 16, so we're all over the place around here.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I wanted to thank you for your streams. Oh, no problem. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in. And I appreciate all the comments on the channel and on the videos. That's always a wonderful thing. I do read every single comment. I read them. I try to respond to as many as possible. I at least give a thumbs up, so I kind of, it's a reminder to myself that I've read the comment. But I appreciate everybody who interacts, and you guys are awesome. So keep it up. Rosemary says, I am hurt so much, but by what you said. Oh, I'm sorry, Rosemary. What did I say that hurt your feelings? Whatever it was, I take it back. I blame him.
Yeah. Totally.
Manuel says, I get emails from Cash App offer me a reward card. See, I gotta look into that. See if they give like a telephone number to call to claim your reward. That would be awesome. Bill says, thanks for interacting with your viewers. Well, I appreciate everybody out there that checks out the video. I appreciate everybody who leaves a comment. I appreciate everybody who comes and checks out the live stream because honestly, all we're doing here is talking, and I appreciate everybody who comes in and joins the conversation. I mean, ultimately, one of the most important things about what I'm trying to do with this channel is to inform people. And if you find a video funny and hilarious and informative, either share it with somebody or better yet, tell them what you heard. Tell them what it is these people are out there trying to do, because that's the best way to defeat these guys. And the other way to defeat them is to waste their time so they make no money whatsoever off of you. And I highly encourage that. Most of the people in my family who get these type of scam calls, they always tell me, oh, we just hang up on them. I said, oh, that's fine. You can do that. But if you screw with them and you waste their time, you're winning. And then most of my family members will say, we don't have the time to do that. We have work to do. We have jobs. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I do too, but don't tell my boss I waste time on these calls. Don't tell him that. Actually, you won't. You would be surprised how many times I've been on a conference call with my team or with my boss, and my damn phone's going off, and I'm like, ignore scam call, ignore scam call.
All that
But
gold you're having to let go by.
all of yes, it's very. I was in. I had last week, or was it the week before? Crap, I don't remember. No, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. I had to go into the office for 2 days, and that killed me because I kept having to ignore all the calls that were coming in. And I was in a meeting in which I had to do part of the presentation. We were jumping back and forth between different things, and each of us had to talk about whatever it is we were working on. And I had my phone on vibrate, and I missed at least 4 calls during that hour. And I'm like, ignore. So sad. So sad. Bottom line is, guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, I really enjoy doing this. So I hope that comes through. All right, let me catch up real quick on the chat, and then we're going to wrap up. Rick shares the link to the Canadian Shield, to the Canadian Snow. I guess that's the name of his next project, so that's cool. It says, well, at least the blame the Canadian in the chat. Well, of course. Meant didn't blame. Oh, well.
Blame.
Obviously, that spelling and that wordage was Canadian. That's why I misread it. Maggie says...
Now I have the South Park Blame Canada song in my head.
Oh, okay. Maggie says, you're not the only Canadian. Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the show if you're from Canada. That's awesome. We love our Canadian brothers and sisters up there. You guys are awesome. You keep the snow off our heads by being up there. I mean, technically, right? That's how weather works, right?
No,
Avery?
no,
Yeah?
no.
I think it is.
Doesn't. It really doesn't.
Cross says, awesome. And then Manuel, who's going to have the final word, says, the other day I got an email from Zelly offering me a reward card. Dude, whatever you do, don't respond to those emails. All right, everybody. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Tomorrow's Sunday. Everybody chill. Nobody has to work hard on a Sunday. Hope everybody's able to relax. Look forward to the next video. And, of course, more videos coming every day, at least once a day. Oh, dude, I got to tell you this real quick story. I had a customer come into the store. It was right as I was getting ready to wrap up. And they're regulars. They come in at least every, once or twice a month. And the guy asked me, he says, so what do you do if you're sick? What do you do with the store if you're sick? And I'm like, well, I have my sister who usually covers for me when I'm out of town, or my daughter covers for me. But honestly, I haven't been sick. And I'm like, frickin' A, knock on wood, knock on the table. Oh my God, he's going to jinx me.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had to ever close the store for being sick.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if it happens soon, I'll be so missed. So,
Ooh.
Oh, well.
Oof.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend, and catch y'all on the other side with all the videos.
Later, guys.
Bye, everybody.